Lexus. It's Nycresistance. And that bent up license plate you're looking at right there is on the back of a NYPD unmarked police car that has just stopped a taxi cab in their Operation Safe Cab program, where they supposedly take the passengers out and subject them to illegal searches in the name of keeping the driver safe. This is one of many tools that the NYPD employs to circumvent the constitutional rights of minorities throughout New York City. They have stop and frisk with it, what they use to stop kids that are walking down the street and search them without consent, without probable cause. They have Operation Safe Hallways or Clean Halls, where they go into projects or private buildings with the owner's consent and arrest the people for trespassing that don't have any ID or who are visiting relatives. So right now, these two NYPD cops, they're desperately looking to make an arrest. I'm here in the Bronx on Gun Hill Road, and the majority of these undercover cars, they all have bent up license plates because they're engaged in criminal activity and they don't want to be tracked, they don't want to be traced, they don't want anybody to have the ability to report them by writing down a license plate number. Most of the time they keep their badges inside their shirts, so you can't even see their badge numbers to report them for police misconduct, brutality, what have you. So they pull over this Lexus and they have the motorist on the ground. He has both knees in the back of this young black teen, and they place him under arrest. They handcuff him. I don't know what he did. I don't know if he committed a crime. What's going on? This could be a legitimate arrest. I don't know. All I know is they cornered off this black Lexus, and he just got a knee in the back real hard after being handcuffed. So these are the same officers that just pulled over that taxi and searched that passenger in the back of the taxi cab, and they finally found somebody to arrest. And this is what it's all about. This is what they come from. This is why they come from Long Island and Queens, so they can round up blacks and Latinos, put them into the prison industrial complex. This is slavery 2.0. And like I said, I don't know if these kids, they look pretty young. There's two of them, either teenagers or young adults. I don't know if they commit a crime. I don't know if these cops got a call. I don't know what's going on. I'm looking on just like y'all looking on. I'm just recording. But I see the intent. I saw the intent from the previous stop, that these cops are desperate for an arrest. Because most of the time, with their safe cabs program, they'll stop a taxi cab driver and they'll ask the cab driver, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And the cab driver will say, "Yeah, everything's fine." And they'll still take the passengers out the car anyway and frisk them and write down their information and everything. I mean, if nothing has happened, why are you still searching the people anyway? But it's just another excuse, just like the Safe Hallways program and the Stop and Frisk program. It's just another excuse to circumvent your Fourth Amendment. So they got this kid on the ground. I mean, the NYPD officer, he came down on his back with both knees twice, real hard, after being handcuffed. And they're just gonna leave him laying in the street for a while as they search the vehicle. Now this is the problem I have, because I want to be fair. I definitely want to be fair. I don't want to try to slander anything or make something up that's not there. They stopped this car, and I'm just trying to make sense of what's going on and what I'm witnessing. They stopped this car. I don't know if they got a call. Somebody said they got robbed, the store got robbed, what have you. They got a legitimate call, or what happened. I just know that most of the time when people are handcuffed and they're subdued, they're usually placed in the back of a police car almost immediately. After being searched, of course, making sure they don't have no weapons in their pockets or anything like that. They're not usually left just laying in the street for long amounts of time. And this kid is just, these kids are just laying there on the asphalt. You know, as the cops are rummaging through the car, so that excuse me, that leads me to eliminate that there's a valid call. Because if somebody called the police, then that should just be enough to handcuff them, place them in the back of the squad car, and take them down to the precinct so that the victims could come down there and ID them, and, you know, they could be processed and all that. But because they're still in the street and there's no effort being made to put them in the back of the car, it's leading me to believe that the arrest is being based on them being in possession of something they shouldn't have. And the cops, they want to find it. Because they searched them, now they're in the car searching the vehicle, and they're just not being secured. You know, maybe I'm brainwashed from cops. I mean, like, even like if I'm being biased or I sound biased or I just seem like I'm just making up an excuse for the two young men that are laying in the street, that's not what I'm trying to do. I mean, we've all watched cops together for a number of years, and most times when we see people stopped, it's either they got a call, you know, hey, two black males in a black Lexus, they just robbed the 7-Eleven, you know, they handcuffed, and, you know, we got them. The cops give each other a high five. They place them in the back of the police car and they whisk them away to the precinct. Or, you know, the cop conducts a stop and the motorist doesn't have his driver license, or he sees, or, you know, a gun or a bag of marijuana, and the cop takes the gun or the weed or the narcotics, and he puts it on the roof of the car, and you normally see the reason why the people are being arrested right away. That's what I'm trying to get at. You know, and anybody who's fair will agree with me. You'd be like, yeah, they normally, dangle the bag of weed, or, hold up the illegal gun. You could see why. But I mean, these cops are like they're searching them again. They're rummaging through their pockets once again. So I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of this. Like, y'all trying to make sense of it. Like, let's make sense of this together. Let's be fair here. Let's watch this together. You know, this is where I live, and this is what I have to go through. This is what I've been through numerous times. And I'm not making anything up for sympathy or anything like that. That could easily be me face down on the asphalt right there. You know, if you go back and you see how if you backtrack or rewind and see how that cop came down on that kid's back, you'd be like, damn, that's like a 190-pound cop, coming down on that kid's spine. You try laying down on a hard surface and have a 180-pound person come down both knees in your back and see how that feels. That kid could have bruised ribs, broken ribs, internal bleeding right now, and I guarantee, if that kid starts spitting up blood in the jail cell later on, the cop is not going to mention that he came down with both knees in his back, a half hour ago. Because that's pretty much how long this whole ordeal lasted, over half an hour. So we have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 to 6 cops right here. It's pretty dark. Marked car just showed up. And we got four police cars. Got 2 cops right there trying to work out what the story is gonna be, what they're gonna say, what they're gonna put in the report. At this point, to me, just like they're trying to drag it out for some overtime. Nothing looks clear and convincing. Nothing looks clear cut to me as of yet. I mean, if they held up something, if I seen something, I mean, I'm zooming in. I got a clear view of everything that's going on. If they held up anything, I'd be like, well, I mean, come on, kids, stop selling that drug. Stop driving around with illegal guns. I'd be on the police officer's side. I don't hate cops. They're going to try to twist it and say that I hate cops because I'm posting these videos of corrupt cops that shouldn't even be called cops, But they're going to try to twist it and say I hate all cops. So, cops hate me and cops hate everybody with video cameras and this and that. they're gonna spin it, make me sound like a racist because I'm exposing corruption and criminality within the NYPD police department, and that's fine. There's nothing I could do about that. But what's going on here just doesn't look clear. Two young men are about to go to prison, and it just doesn't look right to me. I just don't see the reason why, and it should be clear to me. Take them to jail. Why are they there for so long? Why are you focused more on finding something than taking these two young men to the precinct and processing them? That's the dilemma I have with what's going on here. And then no plate. Once again, no plate on these police cars. What happens if you drive around with no plate on your car? You go to jail. I've already recorded stops where kid said that he didn't have a license plate on the front of his car. Motorists went to jail. We got these cops driving around with bent up folded up license plates. Some of them wearing no badges, no plate, and it's fine. To save your life, you can't identify them. Look, searching him again. You see? So it's about finding something. You see what I'm saying? So I can deduce, and I can, using my common sense, I can eliminate there's a call. I could eliminate there's a victim, because that would be enough to whisk them away to the precinct. They're intent on finding something. What's going on right now is revolving around them finding something illegal, and they haven't found it yet. That's why they searched him on the ground. They already put this guy in the car. They took him back out and are now searching him again. I mean, he's about to go into a cavity search. Now he's going in his pants. That's the problem I have, folks. You see what I'm saying? And I'm still gonna get the comments anyway. Leave the good sweet cops alone. You should be working. You should be in bed sleeping and not paying attention to what's going on around you. You should be watching reality TV that's really fake and not paying attention to your reality. Wow. Yep. So here it is. This is American freedom right now. They say you're innocent until proven guilty, but even when you're innocent, that cop, he looks familiar to me. Where did I see that criminal before? Oh yeah, he likes to stop little black teens while they're walking home and stop and frisk them with his partner. Oh, I'm not even gonna use that word no more. That's a crime. It's an unconstitutional crime, and they should go to jail. To hell with that stop and frisk policy name that Mayor Bloomberg and Raymond Kelly gave this criminal activity to put people in prison. It's a crime. It's illegal. Our rights protect us against this. Yeah, so him and his partner, they like to search little kids, and this is why they let them come on board, so they could use them as a little black token, so they could say, oh, it's not about race. It is about race. Because we're the ones that got to deal with it more than anybody else. It's kind of like if you're white and you don't want to pay Obamacare, you don't want to pay government mandated health care. They say, why don't you want to pay it? Is it because you don't like Obama because he's black? And you're like, no, because I don't like to be forced to pay for things that I don't want. They say, well, prove that you're not racist. Pay it. And you say, I will. Yeah. They use racism to shut you up. This is all about race. It's all about racism. We got the Ku Klux Klan out of Long Island hunting us every damn day. And they don't want us to say nothing about it. Just acquiesce to it and just accept it as your reality. Hell no. Must be out your goddamn mind. So they back in the Lexus again. They got the flashlight in the car. There's another undercover car circling the block, as well as the marked police car. They're circling the block, helping these officers look for whatever they can't find. Here's the marked car with the spotlight coming back around the block. And sometimes the marked cars, they drive around the streets with the spotlight on. They want you to know that you're in an open air prison. They want you to know that you're in a police state. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen a police car just driving down the street with a high intensity light? Like a watchtower light just shining through your rear view mirror. It's crazy. Yep. So they're still here trying to get their story together. They got the flashlights out there looking, you know, instead of giving them the benefit of the doubt and saying, hey, we ain't find anything. You know, they're still looking. There's that cop right there. You know, they always have to have the black token to make it look like it's not a racial thing. Hey, we got a black cop here. Has nothing to do with racism, even though the majority of us are white and we're not from your neighborhood. This has nothing to do with racism. You know, so you always have those token black and Latino cops that, you know, they just want to fit in. They'll do whatever they're told. You know, they just want to get along. So to get that promotion, to get out that marked car and get into the undercover car, and just have a little less oversight, you know, and not be micromanaged like the uniform cops in the marked cars that always have to write down their every move in their notepads every 10 minutes. You know, they get to be in the unmarked cars with the bent up license plates that you can't file a report on. You know, can't make a complaint. If you ask them you're scared to ask them for their badge number because they might make up something, say, you know, give you a disorderly conduct ticket, or say you ran a light, or, you know, they just got so much power to give you a ticket, you know, make you pay a fine, or, you know, put points on your license, make your insurance go up, that you just really don't want to contest what they're doing to you. One time I remember getting pulled over, and the cop said, I just seen you change lanes and run a stop sign and run a red light. And I was parked on my cell phone, parked, and he just pulled up next to me and said, whose car is that? And I said, if you want to find out that, why don't you just pull me over and find out? Because you're not going to take my word for it anyway, so you might as well just stop me and do a legit stop. And, you know, sure enough, he searched me and everything like that. We're going into 17 minutes now. Still looking, still searching, still trying to put these kids into a 6x9 prison cell and tell you, the taxpayer, hey, we need $50,000 to keep these dangerous criminals behind bars, or we're gonna have to put them back on the streets. You know, that's why I tell kids, whatever you do, do not sell the CIA's drugs. That's what the troops in Afghanistan are doing. They're growing opium and shipping it over here. That's why heroin is dirt cheap now, because the troops are bringing it in on big C-150 cargo jets. You know, and that's why they're just, you know, drugs are just rampant in the United States right now. The U.S. government, the CIA is bringing it in. They're not going to jail. You are. You understand me? The guns are being brought in by police officers. They just arrested a cop the other day, flooding the streets of New York City with guns, and they're still trying to blame it on out-of-state sales and out-of-state gun stores and things like that, trying to demonize the Second Amendment. So please, kids, stop, you know, do not sell drugs. Do not carry illegal firearms. The police are not here to keep you safe. They're not here to protect you. They're here to put you in prison. That's why there are no jobs. That's why they ticket you every second. That's why they give you summonses and harass you, because they want you to engage in a life of criminality. They want you to sell drugs. They want you to carry a gun. They want you to know that if you call 911, there is no help coming, so you should go get an illegal gun to protect yourself, because the police have shown you time and time again that they're your enemy. They're not going to show you on the nightly news. They're going to show you when they have you on a dark, desolate street and they're threatening you and telling you to shut the F up. You know, and telling you to F America and F the Constitution and F your rights. You know, I'm trying to be respectful, so I'm not, you know, using actual words, but these cops, they curse at you, they threaten you, they're very intimidating, and they let us know that they're not here to keep us safe. They're here to lock us up. They're here to harass us. So that's why a lot of these kids, they go get guns, because they know they can't call 911. They know that the police have declared that they're our enemies in secret, but publicly they act like they care about us and they're our friends. But I tell you, you know, you're going to have to either believe them or believe me. I have no reason to lie. So we're into 18 minutes, we're into 20 minutes into this arrest. You know, I'm sorry to drag this out, but I want you to see they're giving each other five and handshakes and everything like that. You know, they feel good about themselves because this is why they lift weights and do steroids for to get big and buff, so they can arrest, you know, little kids that are unarmed, you know, really pose no threat at all. But you know, this is what they want to be praised for. You know, this is heroics to them. You know, locking up two kids that, you know, didn't resist. You got out their car, went right down on the ground. You still need him in the back. You still dropped all your weight down on him, trying to crush his lungs, bruise his ribs, cause internal organ damage. You still, you know, go back to that part and see how he came down on that kid's back. He wanted to hurt him. You know, so it's like, that's why I tell people, never pull over on a dark, desolate street. Put your hazard lights on, drive slow till you're in a well-lit, populated area where there's onlookers and people could see you. These cops will hurt you. They will kill you, especially the ones in unmarked cars. I'm not saying all cops are bad. I got people emailing me and writing me. You know, they got family members that are part of the NYPD and law enforcement saying and they're kind of upset with me because they think that I'm saying all cops are bad. That's not what I'm saying. I've never said that. There's cops that make the good cops look bad, and you know, and that's the qual I have. That's what this channel is about. It's about letting it's about letting corrupt cops know that there's people watching them. Their bad deeds are not going to go unnoticed or unpunished. Okay? If you're a good cop, you have nothing to worry about. You should not have a problem with me recording your activities or me recording you doing your benevolent deeds in public. Okay? So I really shouldn't have to say that, but I'll say that, you know, just out of respect to people that are you know, really confused by what they're seeing in my videos, or really confused by what I'm doing here on this channel. Yeah, so now we're into 20 minutes, you know, still no move to take them to the precinct. They're still talking, still conversating. They haven't found anything yet. They're still on the clock. You know, they're still getting paid. They're looking for overtime right now. There's no efficiency right now. You got 3 cars right here, 6 cops, all dedicated to this one stop, while you have a big city where real crime is going on. I'm pretty sure there's going to be crime on the nightly news tomorrow night. I'm pretty sure somebody got robbed, somebody got raped, store got robbed, something. iPod got snatched, and you got all these cops right here for these 2 people that are handcuffed, subdued, contained. Like, what more? Take them to the precinct, put them in a cell, and get back on the street. No. We're going to stand around, we're going to talk, we're going to search them repeatedly as though something's going to materialize, like the kid that you said committed suicide in the back of your police car while he was handcuffed. You know, they searched him twice, put him in the back of the car, and next thing you know, he comes up dead, and they said, oh, he must have pulled a gun out of his anus and committed suicide on a petty drug charge. He would have been out of jail in a day or 2 or a couple months. He didn't kill anybody, but you know, he just magically committed suicide with a gun that materialized out of thin air. It's crazy, man. See, now they moved the kid from one car to another, and you know what I mean? They're giving these kids every opportunity to mess up and do something wrong. You know, they just want, I mean, if you tug away, if you just make one, if you trip, these cops will beat you into a bloody pulp. I mean, if you trip over your own feet, they'll say that you were resisting arrest or you try to flee or evade. Now he has him outside the car, I guess, loosening his cuffs. I mean, he could have did that while he's in the back of the car because they want the kid to run. They want the kid to do something. I mean, this is crazy because I know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? They have nothing on them. They didn't find anything, but they want to give the kid an opportunity to do something so they can justify the arrest. You see, so now they're splitting up the 2 young men. They're giving one to their pals, and then they're gonna keep one. So now they got 2 arrests. You know, let's split up the arrests. Where they could have just put both kids in one car, took them to the precinct with one car, and the other 2 cars go out there and, you know, protect if they're really protecting. You know, but it's not about protecting. It's about meeting quotas. It's about, hey, you take this one and I'll take this one, and we'll both do separate processing, which will go towards our quotas. You understand, folks? I'm not making this up. This is what it is. It's about siphoning money. It's about siphoning taxpayers' dollars and using us as a boogeyman, using black people and Latinos as a boogeyman as they take your tax dollars and pay their salaries and pay for this police state that's enslaving you all. Yeah, so this stems from the Safe Cabs program, where you give up your Fourth Amendment right for safety. It's like a vampire knocks on your door, you invite him in, and 10 minutes later you're hanging from your ceiling being drained of all your blood. That's what it is to give consent to the NYPD. Y'all take care.